So, about a week ago, we were discussing the mighty Thor versus a bunch of Superman copycats. I mean, we saw a couple of his fights with Gladiator and how he had to do him dirty. We saw a couple of fights against him and Hyperion, a couple of different versions, and how he had to do them dirty. But man, oh man, there's one Marvel copycat Superman that, well, this dude is hella OP. I mean, when I say this cat is strong, this dude is so strong that classic Hulk actually used to be afraid of him. This dude is so strong that people like Galactus recognize his power. This dude is so strong that one time he lost his mind and broke every bone in the Hulk's body. And to do anything close to that kind of stuff, you'd have to have tons and tons of power. I mean, like a million exploding suns kind of power. So of course I'm talking about Robert Reynolds, aka the Sentry. Now between this cat and Blue Marvel, there are no more powerful versions of Superman in Marvel. And when I say this cat basically has every power in the book, he got every power in the book. His real only weakness is that he's just kind of crazy. See, he has an evil being living inside of him called the Void. Just think Bruce Banner and the Hulk, except this is Bruce Banner. So he's terrified of letting his true power go, lest the Void come out and destroy everything. Well, during the Siege on Asgard storyline, Sentry ends up coming face to face with the mighty God of Thunder. And y'all, trust me when I tell you, this fight here, whew. So after Sentry absolutely one-shots and destroys Asgard, Thor's just like, bruh? And Sentry's standing there looking at him like, what up, cuz? And Thor says nothing. He just runs straight at Sentry, goes to hit that man in the chest. But I mean, he's Sentry, so the only thing he really does is slides him back. And Thor's just kind of like, it's going to be one of those kind of fights. And so guys, they start banging it out. They start going back and forth with some blows. I mean, their punches is literally shaking the planet. And everybody's just kind of like, oh my God, these two dudes, the two most powerful dudes on the planet, are sitting here going back and forth with each other. And well, it's getting to a point where Sentry is starting to get taxed pretty hard. So much, in fact, that he releases the Void. And I mean, bro really just looked like an intergalactic demon space crab. And I'm gonna tell y'all, that's real problematic because the Void is the kind of creature that once he come out, there ain't nothing in the universe really gonna stop him. And he starts to prove this as he very quickly overwhelms all of the heroes that were there. But see, the problem is all of these heroes who have been here have been fighting other heroes. So everybody here is pretty much tired as hell. On top of the fact of getting overwhelmed by the Void, Loki does a little something that Loki's not normally known for doing. And he goes out of his way to help his brother and the rest of the people on Earth by doing a little rune magic. See, what he done is taken the energy, vitality, and powers from the heroes, quote, quote, that came with Norman Osborn to attack Asgard and transferred that energy over to the superheroes, basically revitalizing all of them and giving them a mid-game power-up. For all intents and purposes, just imagine Superman sun dipping. And armed with this Asgardian magic, the heroes start to put the work in on the Void. And you can tell they're all powered up because they all have this rainbow shimmer around them in their weapons. So for the first time, they're actually able to do damage to the Void. Especially Thor. Thor's really angry, so he just starts hitting this man with lightning bolt after lightning bolt. But the Voids are just like, something don't seem right here. My man's just like, I swear I was whooping all y'all asses with no diff a second ago. How all of a sudden y'all actually injuring me? But it's at this point that the Void realizes that Loki is somewhere off in the distance, basically transferring them some magic. So what does the Void do? The only real logical thing. And he kills Loki, rips him clean in half. And in doing this, the Void takes away all the buffs that the characters had got up to that point, putting all of them pretty much back at their base stats. But even a Thor with base stats is something that most people don't want to deal with, especially when he gets angry and stops holding back. So Thor flies up in the air, guys, and he starts spinning that hammer up, charging up this lightning, and just starts absolutely frying the void. I mean, he's frying the void all the way up. While at the same time, Iron Man calls in a helicarrier. And well, 1 + 1 = Krakoon. And they just dropped this giant freaking helicarrier on the void after he's been getting shocked the hell up by Thor, which does cause him to turn back into Robert Reynolds. Thor's just like, whew, boy, you done did a lot. You done killed a lot of folks. You done fucked up my house. You got some stuff to answer for. And Robert's just like, bro, listen, I'm sorry, but the void's coming back out and I need y'all to kill me ASAP. At which point the void does indeed come back out, and the only thing that you can hear it screaming is kill me. You know, the less vestiges of Robert Reynolds' sanity going on in there. And Thor does just that and obliges him. He bashes that man to death with this hammer and lightning bolts. Well, after Thor leaves Robert Reynolds looking like an overcooked piece of beef jerky, he wraps this man up in his cape and flies off to Robert Reynolds, the Sentry's final resting place, aka the sun, defeating Robert Reynolds and the Void and saving the 9 realms. And also showing us all why they keep calling this man the God of Thunder. But, Robert Reynolds, the Sentry fans, trust and believe. When I said this man got all the powers, this man got all the powers. One of those powers being the power of resurrection. And since this man can resurrect himself, we could also assume that he's going to do what every other Superman copycat that's lost to Thor has done. Come back to run the fade. You know he got to spin the block after getting beat up like that. And spin the block he will. But that's a story for another time. As for now, I'm Ahmad Shoti, and I will catch you guys later.